Hey everyone, welcome to Keller Acres. Today I'm making sourdough discard brownies. I'm excited to try out my chocolate sourdough discard. That's right, I am using chocolate sourdough discard instead of regular sourdough discard. I just mixed this up yesterday and I'm just excited to give this a try. So this is really easy to mix up. There's a video on that. And it doesn't rise as fast. It took a little longer for it to start rising than the normal because it is super, super thick. But it looks good. Got all the little bubbles in it, just like the regular starter. And that is what we are using today. So here's what we need for this recipe. You will need a half a cup of sourdough discard. I guess I should say discard. It does not have to be chocolate. You can use your regular discard. I'm just experimenting with this. I thought it would be really fun. Look for future videos with this because I do plan to do a chocolate sourdough loaf also in the near future. Our chocolate sourdough discard, 2 eggs, room temperature, 1 cup of granulated sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of melted butter. I actually remembered to melt my butter. Usually I forget to soften or melt before I get started. A teaspoon or so of vanilla extract. I am using my vanilla bean paste. And yes, if you've watched any of my videos, you have heard me mention this over and over again. You might be tired of it, but again, I love my vanilla bean paste. It is really good. I made this myself. This one was made with bourbon, super easy to make, and there are videos out there on our channel of making your own vanilla bean paste, also your own vanilla extract and vanilla bean powder. In the future, you will be finding vanilla bean sugar and vanilla bean salt. Haven't gotten to those yet, but those are coming. Sorry for that little interruption. Back to the ingredients. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of cocoa, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet. You can use dark milk, whatever you like. To get started, we are going to first add our melted butter, and then our brown sugar and regular sugar. We're gonna whisk that together here. Also have your oven preheating to 350 and grease an 8x8 pan. Got mine all ready. I think for once I'm actually prepared. Usually I forget something, we'll see. Add in our brown sugar. Next, add in the eggs. Again, room temperature is best. They just mix in better that way. They don't have to be room temperature. I never used to use room temperature eggs until we had chickens. And now that we always have room temperature eggs, it's just, I don't have to remember to get them out of the fridge early. So it just works out really great. And I have found that, you know what, I do feel like they mix in better. But again, if you forget, no big deal. Just get it out with my spatula. Always have some spatulas on hand. Spatulas are the best. Different sizes. All come in handy. Next, I'm gonna add in my vanilla bean paste. I just pour because I feel like more vanilla is always better. It's certainly not a bad thing, right? If you like vanilla, that is. But recipes usually just call for, you know, a teaspoon, and I probably always use more like a tablespoon. I just love that flavor. Look at that. You can see those flecks of vanilla bean. So good. Next, I'm gonna add in my chocolate sourdough starter. I haven't measured this out yet. We need a 1/2 cup, like I said. And like with all of your starters, it just goes down. When you go to stir it after it's risen, it just kind of, this one just kind of went poof. Kind of reminded me of like because it's so thick, almost like a marshmallow cream consistency, super thick. And it's kind of cool that it rises because, you know, you feel like it's not going to once you mix it up the first time. So don't worry, it will. But when you first mix it up, it's like, wow. I am gonna switch to a spatula because I'm afraid that mixing this thick starter in, it's really gonna be sticking hardcore to this whisk, and then I'm gonna have a hard time getting it out. So, all right, let's get this in here. This might take just a minute to mix in because it is thick stuff. Got that all incorporated. Next, we are gonna add in, just gonna go ahead and add in the salt and the baking powder next. Mix those in. Then my cocoa powder. Switch to my bigger spatula now that it's getting to be a little more in the bowl. Just kind of gently mix these last ingredients in so we're not over mixing. Now we're going to slowly add in that flour. Just gonna add in a little at a time. So what's everyone's favorite podcast? Super into podcasts lately. I'm just curious if there's any out there that I don't know about that I should know about. If there is, drop that in the comments. After I'm done making these brownies, I'm gonna be cleaning out my garage, and I love just turning on a good old podcast while I'm cleaning out the garage. And lately, I really love crime podcasts, but currently I don't have any to listen to. Like, I've kind of gone through all of my favorite ones, and so I don't have any new ones to listen to. So lately in weekday mornings, I've been enjoying some, oh gosh, why am I suddenly forgetting her name? Mel. Everybody knows who she is. She's super popular right now. I'm gonna look. I gotta look so I can tell you the right name. Yeah, Mel Robbins. That's what I thought. For some reason it wasn't sounding right. Love listening to her in the morning when I'm getting ready. And then lately when I'm cleaning, I've been listening to Without a Crystal Ball. It's kind of just about some celebrity people, kind of celebrity gossip. It's just kind of a fun one to listen to while I'm cleaning, because you don't really have to, you can just be kind of half listening. You don't have to pay a whole lot of attention, but it's just kind of a fun one. I do love a good crime podcast, so if you have any to share, please let me know. I have listened to Crime Junkie. I already record Dateline, 2020, all of those, so it's harder to listen to those because I usually already have listened to the show. All right, now we're gonna fold in our chocolate chips. So like I said, any good ones out there, let me know. I might be missing a good one that I'm not aware of. Audio Check. I've listened to a lot of the Audio Check ones. So if you haven't and you're into crime podcasts, check out really anything Audio Check. Seems to be really good. Okay, got my prepared pan. Let's pour this in here. Looks delicious. Go back to my mini spatula to spread this out really good. There we go. Oh. Yum. All right, I'm gonna get this in the oven. It should take about 25 to 30 minutes, but I will let you know exactly how long I bake mine for. All right, the brownies are done and my garage is clean as it's gonna get anyway, that is. So time to sample these delicious brownies. I'm excited. They've been cooling for quite a while, so plenty cool. You definitely wanna make sure that they're fully cooled before you cut into them. Also, I baked these for 30 minutes at 350. Let's go ahead and little Pampered Chef scooper. Scoop one out. Looks good. You can kind of see that chocolate in the middle from the chocolate chips. All right, let's see. Just gonna cut off a little bite here to sample. Really good. I do feel like these are more chocolatey, like maybe a little more gooey, more of a gooey brownie. Very good. And I think that's from this chocolate sourdough starter. I do think it makes a difference. So since I used most of this, there was a little bit left. I went ahead and refed it, and how I refed it, if you're interested and you want to follow my recipe on the previous video to start your own chocolate sourdough starter, I left the remainder of the starter, of course, in here that I already had going. I didn't add any more starter. And to that, I added the same measurements that I used before in the recipe that I have the video for. So I did 100 grams of water, 80 grams of flour, 20 grams of cacao, and 10 grams of sugar. Stirred that up, and I've got the same nice thick, super thick consistency that I had before. And I'm not sure when I'm gonna do my chocolate sourdough loaf, so I'm gonna go ahead and store this in the fridge so I don't have to continue feeding it, since it's a little harder to feed versus, you know, your regular sourdough starter. All you have to do is the flour and water, so simple, and I don't even measure that out. But with this, measuring it out and doing flour, water, sugar, and Cocoa takes a little longer, so that's why I'm gonna do that. Also, the Cocoa I used, you wanna use Cocoa powder if you decide to do this. Give these brownies a try, they're good. Try out chocolate sourdough starter discard and some of your discard recipes if they're chocolate. So good and so easy, why not, right? Thanks for watching, guys. Hey, be sure to comment and share your favorite podcasts with me. Also, follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Keller Acres. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and give us a like. Thanks for watching.